Hey there, and welcome. You know how sometimes mental well-being can feel like this huge, complicated thing that's totally out of our control? Well, today, we're going to flip the script on that idea. We're going to start looking at it as a skill, something you can actually build, something you can get better at. And the way we're going to do that is by putting together a personal, practical toolkit, one simple tool at a time. So let's jump right in.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. What's in your mental well-being toolkit right now? Maybe you've already got a few things you do that help, or maybe you feel like you're starting from square one. And hey, either way is totally fine. The whole point of this is to get really intentional about stocking that toolkit so when a tough day hits, you know exactly what to reach for.
And we're not going to be vague about it. We're getting specific. We're going to explore 9, count 'em, 9 essential tools together. Think of these as the absolute must-haves for any good toolkit, the things that'll help you handle the day-to-day and keep everything running as smoothly as possible. By the time we're done, you'll have a super clear picture of all 9. Okay, let's open up this toolkit. First up, the foundational tools. You know, you can't build a sturdy house on a shaky foundation, right? It's the exact same idea here. These are your non-negotiables, the daily habits that create a solid base for everything else we're going to talk about. So what are these fundamentals? First, getting enough sleep. I know, we hear it all the time, but it's the absolute bedrock. It's how our brain recharges and resets. Next, staying positive. And this doesn't mean you have to ignore bad stuff or be happy 24/7, not at all. It's more about training your brain to notice the good, even if it's just one tiny thing you're grateful for. And number 3, getting physically active. Seriously, you don't need to run a marathon. Even a quick 10-minute walk can totally change your brain chemistry and give you a real mood boost. These 3 are your base. All right, so once we've got that solid foundation poured, we can start adding the next layer, our tools for purposeful action. These are the things we can actively do to engage our minds, to find a little bit of joy, and to build up our resilience for when things get tough. Now, what I love about this set of tools is just how different they are. Helping others, that gets you out of your own head and connects you to something bigger. Listening to music, that's like a remote control for your mood, right? It can shift how you feel in an instant. Engaging in hobbies gives you that amazing feeling of getting lost in something you enjoy. And this last one is so important, developing coping skills. This is your proactive gear, things like simple breathing exercises or learning how to challenge a negative thought. This is all about getting ahead of stress, not just reacting to it. And that brings us to our final and honestly, maybe the most important section of our toolkit, your support system. This is a huge reminder that mental well-being is not a solo mission. It's so important to know that it's okay to reach out, to lean on others, and to ask for help. And when we talk about support, it really comes into 2 key flavors. On one hand, you've got everyday connection. That's just talking to friends, family, people you trust. It's about sharing and feeling like you're not the only one. Then, on the other hand, there's expert support. And let's be super clear about this. Reaching out for professional help is a total power move. It's a sign of incredible strength, not weakness. Both of these are absolutely vital tools to have ready to go. And just like that, we've done it. We have our foundation, we have our action tools, and we have our support system. Your mental well-being toolkit is now officially stocked and ready for action. So let's take one last look at the whole collection we've put together. And here it is, your complete mental well-being toolkit. Let's just run through it one more time. We started with that foundation, sleep, positivity, and getting active. Then we added those actions, helping others, listening to music, diving into hobbies, and building coping skills. And we wrapped it up with that crucial support system, connecting with people and getting professional help when you need it. You are now fully equipped. But here's the thing, right? A toolkit is pretty useless if it just sits on a shelf collecting dust. The real magic happens when you actually open it up and use the tools. So that brings us to the final, most important question. Looking at this list, which one of these 9 tools are you going to intentionally use today? Because building a stronger sense of well-being happens exactly like that. One small, deliberate choice at a time.